Now I'm playing the game of sit behind a shed and see if I get caught before it gets dark. Then around the world, leg 3, Mumbai to Kathmandu. Very stylish campsite with a highway just there. Down on the east side of the mountains now. It's Pongal festival here, so everyone's going absolutely nuts. There was music all night and these amazing sand drawings on the ground, and everyone's very jolly. People walking 10, 20, 30 kilometers this morning. Not really sure where, I couldn't work it out. Must be to a temple, I suppose. The immediate thing I noticed is just how dry this side of the mountains is. It's a lot. It's gone from rainforest to sort of dry farmland. Level of dust has picked up. The heat has picked up. And the wind, can you hear that? The wind's really picked up too. Luckily, it was easterly, so I headed into it in the morning. Now I've turned back round and it's behind me. But the roads are relatively good, relatively flat, and I'm making my way to Bangalore now. My scratches seem to have healed up fairly well. I found a few bruises this morning, and the bike, I had to tighten a few bolts before I left. It's definitely looking a lot more worn than it did when I left. It's the morning of my last leg into Bangalore, my last day into Bangalore. I really struggled as I crossed into Tamil Nadu. The attention I've got is just unbelievable. I've realised there's just millions of people in this country. There's just no 30-second window you can go without having 100 people staring at you, which is a pretty strange experience if you come from rural England. But I'll be in Bangalore now for 2 weeks, and I think I'll plan the rest of my route in India, particularly through Rajasthan, to take hotels, Airbnbs, and hopefully stay with some other cyclists using these cycling groups that I found. But for now, I'll get my headphones in and see how many selfies I get in the last 50 kilometers. Condensing the fog. I'll somewhat bit of pig. Ordered the Swiggy McDonald's. That's a medium ice cream. Spicy paneer is the best. Naan. Cheesy fries, oh my god. Double fries, yes man. Made it to Bangalore. I've now been on the road in India for 2 weeks, over 2 weeks. And that's South India pretty much. So I started in Maharashtra, which is my last video. I went through Goa, and this time I've been through Goa, Kerala, and Tamil Nadu. So this is my tips for cycling in the south of India. To begin with, take the main roads, There's some nice back roads as well, and actually the road surface is pretty good all round. There's some roads that are broken up and the odd pothole just when you're relaxing, but otherwise it's actually, the roads are pretty good regardless of what you might have expected. Make sure you slow down. The speed bumps though, they're absolutely vicious. They're designed so that they'll fling your bags flying. And don't assume highways are going to be better than side roads. The highways you have to deal with the crazy trucks. On all roads there's the crazy buses, but on the back roads there's just a lot more people, cows and dogs. So it's kind of people versus trucks. You have to weigh it out. Next, camping, or staying in general. Camping is really tough. There's just so many people everywhere. Even in the mountains, just every bit of flat land has a house. So most of the days that I camped, I basically just went into a farmer's field, and I pretty much universally got found out, apart from one night I found out, and had to apologise, but generally I wasn't moved on. You can try hotels. One big thing is hotel doesn't mean hotel. If you see hotel on a sign, it's a restaurant. For some reason restaurants call themselves hotels. You need to look out for things, for signs which say rooms, which are kind of cheapish, $5 to $10 a night for not a great room. You can try this app called Oyo as well, but it's not everywhere, so mainly in major cities. Next, you don't really need a stove, a water filter, or even really many water bottles at all, or you don't need to bring any food supplies. There's so many people, so many shops in India, even in the mountains that I've been to in South India so far. There are water stops selling bottled water every kilometre, effectively. And definitely have the breakfast, the South Indian breakfast. Dosa, idli and vada are absolutely awesome. My other tip there would be, if you know anyone from India, if you can find an Indian cycling group on WhatsApp for the city or the town that you're going to, get in touch and they'll give you potentially places to stay, if not just accompany as you ride along. Same applies for warm showers, and couch surfing, quite popular in India. You may occasionally be invited to stay with people on the road as well, so if you're comfortable with that, take it up. Finally, just chill and just probably decide on a route beforehand. Because I was going from site to site, I went along the coastal highway for a long time, and if that was my only experience with cycling in India, I would be have really missed out. My favourite thing so far was the mountains over Munnar, the Munnar tea stations, which is absolutely beautiful, 2,000 metre high mountain range, these amazing low to the ground tea plants, and wild elephants and captive elephants there. The most beautiful and a lot more quiet roads. So get away from the coast, find interesting routes to go. And that's it. The biggest thing is just get here, man. It is a beautiful and amazing country. There's an unbelievable amount of people, but also an unbelievable amount of sights, things to see, things to do.